6. Today is May the 23rd, April, not yet May. April the 23rd,
22nd.
See? 1 month up, 1 day back. I'm there, I'm getting there. April the 22nd, 2013. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the great city of North Miami. Mr. Clerk, roll call, please.
Mayor Thundro.
Here. Almost.
Vice Mayor Bien-Aimé.
Here.
Councilwoman Steriel.
Here.
Councilwoman Keys.
Here.
Councilman Galvin.
Here.
Mayor, we have a quorum.
Thank you. Let us stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. It will be conducted by Miss Rode Arnel Jean-Jacques, followed by the invocation with Pastor Cheryl Sejour from Gateway Foursquare Church.
Good evening, everyone. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank
Men
you.
standing, please. Pastor Sejour.
Mayor Tondro, council members, city staff, let us bow our head and honor the Lord. Heavenly Father, we just are grateful tonight. You are the giver of life, and we stand in awe of your presence right now, and we invoke your presence. We invoke your wisdom for this great city of North Miami. And we just ask that every decision that's made tonight would be for the good and the betterment of our city. And we just thank you for all of those who serve on the staff and the city council and the mayor, Mayor Tondro, Lord. We thank you, and we ask that you would continue to bless them with unity and wisdom. In your mighty, mighty name, we give you thanks and praise. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor. Mr. Manager, welcome. This is your first baptism.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Madam Mayor. Thank you.
I'm sure you're going to have a smooth ride tonight for your first. Please, council.
Take it easy.
I'm asking council to be smooth on him. This is his first council meeting. Councilman Galvin.
I'm on my best behavior.
All right. Councilwoman Keys.
Good.
Good.
I'm sick. I'm too
Councilwoman
sick.
Steriel.
As always, Madam Mayor.
Mr. Bien-Aimé.
I'm okay.
All right. So welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Are there any addition, deletion to the agenda?
No, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Any special presentation? I guess that's me, huh?
Special presentations, yeah.
Do we have any special presentation?
Actually, we have two special presentations. One would be from the Child Abuse Prevention Organization and the Volunteer Recognition Organization.
I got it. Thank you. Let's go, guys. It's going to be short today. We're really up to. We pledged to be out of here by 8:45.
Wow.
Good evening again. I would like to invite the Friends of the North Miami Public Library in honor of National Volunteer Month to come forward, please. I know them all. They're my friends. It's such dedication, and whenever we have something going on at the library, and they're always present. Ladies, you are the pride of this city and our students as well. Through their annual and semi-annual book sales and other fundraising activities, the Friends of the North Miami Library raise funds to support library events and programs, such as family reading nights at the library and book giveaways, summer reading program, plus all library special events in celebration of Black History Month, Haitian Heritage Month, and Hispanic Heritage Month. So this certificate, ladies, is being presented to you in honor of National Volunteer Month the City of North Miami recognizes Friends of the Library for their continuous support and dedication to the North Miami community. Your devotion to our program for our children is held in the highest regard. Presented this 22nd day of April 2014. There we go.
Comes in between the elected officials. That way I can spread everyone out. And can I have the
Stand by Marie. Y'all come in here.
Yes.
You're the guest of honor.
Federal minimum is $7.25 in Florida, and
Just angle your shoulders. Give me your right shoulder on this side. There we go. Then I can get.
Are they going to be able to see you?
That's why I'm standing in the back.
just in case they ask.
Very nice.
Try to be prepared. Always be prepared. Wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies. For the good work. Thank you.
Oh, it's gonna be around a lot.
Can you repeat?
I would like to call Maria Elena Paradela to come forward. This month is also the month of National Child Abuse Prevention. We know what's happening in this world regarding child abuse, and especially children they are taking from other countries. They bring them here as slaves, as prostitutes, and it's an ongoing situation, and it's growing. It's getting to be an endemic situation. During the National Child Abuse Prevention Month, it is the time to acknowledge the importance of families and communities working together to prevent child abuse and neglect, and to promote the social and well-being of children. Amigos for Kids was founded to respond to the diverse needs of South Florida abused, neglected, and less fortunate children and their families through education, abuse prevention, and community involvement. Amigos for Kids have been very active in Miami-Dade County, including the city of North Miami. Today, we recognize you for your continuous effort to protect the children in our city. And again, City of North Miami recognizes Amigos for Kids in honor of National Child Abuse Prevention Month. In honor of the National Abuse Prevention Month, the City of North Miami recognizes Amigos for Kids for their continuous efforts and devotion to the North Miami community. And thank you for your support. Thank you so much. And that concludes the special presentation for today. This is the way we should have it every month. 2 a month. Any city events, Mr. Manager?
Yeah, I'd like to present Pam Thompson's, the city, Pam Solomon, sorry.
Did you say Pam Bundy?
No, I'm sorry. Okay. Pam Solomon
Just
with
Pam.
the city events.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and to our viewers at home on NoMi TV 77, as well as on our website via live stream. We'd like to give you a few of our highlights of our upcoming events here in the city of North Miami as we round out the month of April 2014. Tomorrow evening here in the council chambers, we are hosting a public workshop on code updates to the Chapter 5 of the city's Code of Ordinances and the implementation of our landlord-tenant registration program. This is an ongoing workshop. We've had a few workshops This is another one to educate on the types of changes we are making to our Chapter 5, which is entitled Building Standards and Regulations, to bring the code up to date, as well as to implement a landlord-tenant registration program, which would be an annual registration program. If you would like more information, we urge you to contact the Office of the Mayor and Council at 305-895-9815, or you can also visit our website to download the flyer for additional details. Once again, that's tomorrow evening, Wednesday, April 23rd at 6 p.m. here at the North Miami City Hall Council Chambers, located at 776 Northeast 125th Street. On Friday, April 25th, Mayor Tondreau has partnered with a variety of organizations to host a financial opportunities workshop targeting small businesses and those individuals that wish to start up a business. We invite you to this workshop from 3:30 to 6 p.m. this Friday at the Joe Celestine Center, located at 1525 Northwest 135th Street. Once again, it's for entrepreneurs and business owners hoping to expand or renovate their businesses. And it's a financing workshop in collaboration with the North Miami CRA and local banks, the Miami-Dade County Commissioner Jean Monestine's office, as well as nonprofit and other government agencies. For more information, you can contact the North Miami Community Redevelopment Agency's office at 305-899-0272. On Friday evening, we have our Jazz at Mocha. It's our last Friday of every month, a wonderful jazz series. This month we feature Marlo Rosado. It's a free concert in the plaza right next door to City Hall. It starts at 8 p.m. And as usual, Mocha's galleries are open by donation that evening from 7 to 10 p.m. You can visit www.mocha.nomi, that's mocha, N-O-M-I.org, for additional information. This week is Earth Week, so we celebrate our Earth Day here in North Miami on Saturday, April 26th, with the community cleanup at our Enchanted Forest at Lane Gordon Park, located at 1725 Northeast 135th Street. This is an annual activity hosted by our Parks and Recreation Department, and it's a great opportunity to earn community service hours for those that are in high school and need those service hours for graduation, as well as a family activity. Families are invited to come. All ages are welcome. We do have activities from cleanup to beautification, planting throughout the park, and that is Saturday, April 26th. Registration begins at 8 a.m. and the cleanup and beautification activities begin at 9 a.m. at the Elaine Gordon Enchanted Forest Park, 1725 Northeast 135th Street. Also, on that very same day, the North Miami Police Department presents our annual Families Against Crime Together Festival. It's also known as the FACT Festival. We invite you to get the facts at our event about a lot of different information and services, resources to families provided by nonprofit agencies, government agencies. Basically, if you're raising a family in the North Miami-Dade County area, these services will apply to you, and it's a great opportunity to come out, meet our law enforcement officers that serve and protect our city each and every day. And for more information, you can contact the North Miami Police Department at 305-891-0294. The FACT Festival is held in the athletic field area of North Miami Senior High School, also known as Cagney Park South, located at 13100 Northeast 8th Avenue, from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. on Saturday, April 26th. We will also be joining North Miami Senior High at 10 a.m. for a parade to celebrate their achievement as an A school this year, which has been a great achievement for them and a long time coming.
Only in North Miami. Only in North Miami.
So we kick off at 10 and run through 3 p.m. at our Cagney Park South facility on the grounds of North Miami Senior High. And on Tuesday, April 29th, the North Miami Police Department hosts their annual memorial ceremony to honor the department's officers that have been lost in the line of duty: Sergeant Carl Mertes, Detective Sergeant Stephen Bauer, Sergeant Lynette Hodge. That activity begins at 9 a.m. in front of the North Miami Police Department headquarters located at 700 Northeast 124th Street. For more information, we invite you to log on to our website at northmiamifl.gov. You can click on our event calendar as well as visit our Celebrate site. And all of our public workshops are now being broadcast. If they're taking place in the council chambers, they are broadcast on live stream. So our public workshop tomorrow evening will be available on live stream as well as on Channel 77. So if you're not able to make it to council meetings like this evening or our public workshops, you can log on to northmiamifl.gov and click on the live stream link, and you will see the meetings in progress. Thank you.
Thank you, Pam. Citizen Forum is open now. Citizen Forum is now open. For those of you who wish to speak, you are welcome to do so, but everybody has 2 minutes to talk. Usually after 2 minutes, people tend to repeat themselves. So anything that is in your mind and the agenda you would like to approach, you are welcome to do during Citizen Forum. Yes, sir.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. William Previtel, 11950 North Bay Shore Drive. We unfortunately had a bad situation in our Keystone neighborhood recently, and on behalf of the PTSA at David Lawrence School, they are organizing a workshop but Wednesday, April 30th at 6 p.m. at the David Lawrence School. Alonzo and Tracy Morning High School are invited, as well as Sunny Isles, and anyone else from the community that wishes to know more about electrical safety and electrical hazards. This will be a professional engineer who is a volunteer with the PTSA who will be speaking. So we welcome everyone. On a brighter note, I'd like to convey congratulations to interim manager Aleem Ghani. If I may say, in my interactions with him over the years, he's been very professional, very competent, a great people person, and very open to ideas, especially when we've had some good suggestions to make improvements to various initiatives. He's come through for us with that. Rather than ignoring them, he's been able to implement where possible, and that's very much appreciated, so wish you all the best. And finally, I'm hoping that we mentioned the ceremony for the police officers that is coming up very soon, and in note of that, I'd like to acknowledge that our police force seems to have a lower crime rate of late, seems to have better morale, and seems to have very good leadership. And I hope that one of the early objectives of in the coming days or weeks is that we might be able to make permanent interim Chief Burgess as a permanent member of our police force. I think it would be appreciated by the citizens, and he's done a really great job. That covers it for the moment. Thank you all for your attention.
Wow. Thank you. Citizens Forum is still open. Citizen Forum is now closed. Let me recognize the presence of the Mayor of Croix-des-Bouquets, Madame Nirva Florence Bruno, visiting us in North Miami. Welcome. Thank you. Do we have a motion for consent agenda?
I'd like to remove item E for discussion,
Okay.
brief discussion.
Item E on the consent agenda.
I'll move the consent agenda, then items A through D as in dog.
Second. Anyone wishes to record a no? Thank you. Mr. Clerk.
Tab E, proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, authorizing the submittal of a grant application and authorizing the city manager and city attorney to negotiate and execute an agreement between the city of North Miami and the United States Department of Transportation for a grant from the Transportation Investment Generating Economic Recovery Program, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes.
Thank you. Do I hear a motion for purpose of discussion?
Move it for discussion.
Second for discussion.
Thank you. Mr. Manager or Madam Keys, do you have a question, or should we let Mr. Manager?
I would let the manager speak first. Just,
Okay.
this is obligating us to $2.5 million, so I think the public should know what and how we're paying for this.
Thank you. What this is actually a grant for $10 million from the federal, from the federal government, Department of Transportation, and it's actually funneled through FDOT, or the Florida Department of Transportation. Now, this grant has a maximum of $10 million over a 5-year period. The 5-year period we're looking at, it starts from the year 2016, ending possibly in the year 2021. We have a 5-year window in which to actually expend this grant. Possible sources that we have for the matching 2.5 million would be the transportation surtax, the general fund, and possibly CRE, and maybe the stormwater and water and sewer fund. Reason why we can use these funds, if there are utilities buried under the right-of-way, then in replacing those utilities, it would be only automatic that we resurface the streets. So all of these funds that I mentioned, some of these are enterprise funds, are also eligible because we would be replacing utility lines which are located underground. So possible sources of funding would be, as again, transportation surtax, general fund, the stormwater utility, and even the water and sewer fund.
Thank you.
This is
no
the
question.
Tiger Grant.
Tiger grant, that's correct.
This is the grant when I went to the League of Cities and met with the Secretary of Transportation. He suggested that we apply for that grant and gave us all the support with his staff for us to go through this. Mr. O'Brien is not here. Mr. O'Brien not there? No. Okay. He's been in contact with them and they've been really walking us through it. I think the city had applied for it before.
Yes, we
from
did.
what I understand.
Yes.
And he really would like it.
Excellent. I just want our citizens to know that we're having to come up with $2.5 million, and they should know what they're getting for that. So
Okay.
thank you.
2 million for 10 million, I'll go for it anytime.
If you have the 2 million.
Yeah, you're right. Now, we have a motion on this?
I think we
A
did.
second?
ma'am.
Yes, we did. Sure.
Okay, the $2 million that we're referring to. is it
2.5 million.
The 2.5 million that we're referring to.
Okay.
Is it something that we have to have it available?
Yeah, we must have it
Or-
available. Depending on the projects and the timeline, which would be setting up a schedule over a 5-year period,
Mhm.
it must be available for expenditure within that budget year or fiscal year.
Okay, but we don't have to spend the first $10.5 million
No.
in order. So it's just for the duration of the life of the grant, the
That-
$2.5 million.
That's correct.
Okay.
Any other questions? No, okay. Anyone wishes to record or no on item E? Hearing none, Mr. Clerk?
Item
Tab
E
F.
pass 5-0. Tab F, proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, authorizing the city manager to execute a locally funded agreement between the city of North Miami and the Florida Department of Transportation, FDOT, in substantially the attached form for the installation of patterned pavement crosswalks at the intersections of Northeast 125th Street and Northeast 8th Avenue, Northeast 9th Avenue, and Northeast 10th Avenue, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes.
Is there a motion on tab F?
So moved.
Second,
Okay, discussion.
I had just made a request that the paving on the streets, actually, I do have a question. The paving on the streets be high heel and ADA friendly. Because,
Yes,
thank you.
I second that.
Okay. But I do have a
I
question.
second it anytime. I mean, you don't know what we go through walking that plaza. Although they have tried to close the gaps with sands, that's still not it.
Well, we're looking at actually textured asphalt, which sort of reduces the gap in the crosswalks. Should prevent,
And
people
as
with-
Councilwoman mentioned, hill friendly, we want to make sure as well that the crosswalks falls into the design that we have for our future downtown. We don't want to, if they are giving it to us, we might as well
Exactly.
put it into good use so we don't have to repeat it when we're ready for the downtown.
yeah,
But
that
my-
would be incorporated.
My
Madam.
question is, how come we're not doing 7th Avenue? And, I mean, we're doing 10th Avenue, which is further away from downtown. How come we're not doing 7th Avenue?
The actual project limits actually starts from 8th to 10th. That's the reason. 7th Avenue would be done, but under a separate contract.
Oh, okay.
The actual FDOT project starts at 8th Avenue.
This particular project?
That's correct.
Okay. But there will be other project from FDOT that will do from 6 to 7?
Correct. That's correct.
Oh. Okay. I like that. Okay. Any other question? Okay. Anyone wishes to record a no on tab F? Hearing none, Mr. Clerk.
Tab F passes 5-0. Tab G, proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, authorizing the city manager to execute a patterned pavement, crosswalks, and sidewalk pavements maintenance memorandum of agreement between the city of North Miami and the Florida Department of Transportation, FDOT, in substantially the attached form, designating and setting forth the responsibilities of each party with regards to the maintenance of the patterned pavement crosswalks installed pursuant to the locally funded agreement between the city and FDOT, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes.
Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second. This is the continuation of tab F.
Yes. Actually, this is actually the maintenance agreement for the crosswalks that is going to be installed.
So we'll maintain it after FDOT installs it.
We are taking over the maintenance.
Do we have any say-so in terms of how they're going to do it, right? We do.
Yeah, we do. The only thing is because it's an FDOT right-of-way or FDOT property, we have to have the memorandum of understanding between FDOT to go onto their property to do maintenance.
Very good. Thank you. Any other questions? Anyone wishes to record a no on tab G? Hearing none, Mr. Clerk.
Tab G passes 5-0. Tab H, proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, approving the dedication of 2 adjacent city-owned parcels of land by fee simple conveyance and by perpetual easement to the Florida Department of Transportation, FDOT, encompassing approximately 10,565 square feet, situated on the northbound lanes of Biscayne Boulevard, aka US 1, at the intersection of Northeast 151st Street, to widen the intersection for the installation of a dedicated right turning lane and to provide maintenance of the drainage slope. Further authorizing the city manager and city attorney to do all things necessary, including the execution of all pertinent documents, to execute the fee simple conveyance and the perpetual easement of the subject to parcels, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes.
Thank you. Is there a motion on tab H?
So moved.
Second. Questions? Discussion? Madam Keys.
No questions.
This is your thing, right? I remember you were talking about it. You remember for the right turn going to
Oh yeah, we need it.
Yeah, no, it's great. Yeah, it's great.
We need it.
Any other questions on tab H? Anyone wishes to record a no on tab H? Mr. Clerk.
Tab H passes 5-0. Tab I, proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, appointing Mr. Aleem A. Ghani, P.E., as the interim city manager until such time as a permanent city manager is appointed by the mayor and city council, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes.
Is there a motion on tab I?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Mr. Ghani, what is P.E.?
Professional engineer.
Oh. Any discussion?
Question for the city attorney. I apologize that I did not. I know that I had to ask, but for some reason I forgot. What's the purpose of when we up here, we make a motion, we second it, and we pass it? But this is not the first time. But yet again, we have a written resolution come before us again, and then we have to vote on it.
Correct. So what you did at the last council meeting was appoint Mr. Ghani as the interim city manager. What this does is, in addition to confirm that, sets forth his salary during the time that he will be interim.
So that's in the resolution. Is Miss Reed or Miss?
No, ma'am. It's in the resolution.
I mean, the advertise. Because
Oh,
when
the-
someone actually, because I know I receive a couple of calls, people tell me, I thought that you guys do it, do you guys going to reconsider it? And I'm sure that that's not what we're doing. But yet again, people that does not have the backup information that I have or that we have up here,
You don't need the
thinking
backup
that this is a first.
information. It's in the resolution.
No, no.
There's no backup information
Okay,
required.
when someone picked that up, just this
Oh, just the head-
resolution,
just the title.
just the title,
I
because that's what
understand.
we actually advertise.
Okay. I
So when
understand.
you read it, it seemed like this is a first resolution that we're gonna make,
Okay.
but does not say anything about, okay, we're gonna speak regarding the salary
Okay,
instead
in
of
addition
just.
to, I understand. That is correct. The title does not mention the salary. It is in the body of the resolution.
Yeah, that
which-
I know.
Which
I
is
read it.
online for all of us. Okay.
Okay.
I understand.
Yeah. I'd like to know what is this resolution entails? When we talk salary, how much money we talking about?
It's
The fourth whereas says, whereas for his services to the
Open
city,
mic.
Mr. Ghani will be compensated the amount of $193,668. I'm sorry, $193,668 per year, which shall be payable on a weekly basis and subject to a pro rata distribution for as long as he remains interim city manager.
He gets paid weekly?
Yeah, everyone gets paid weekly.
We don't. You get paid weekly?
No.
because we have,
Paid monthly.
we special.
You
But
don't get
all
paid weekly.
city-
That's only temporary.
city-
When we choose the new manager, that he goes
This
back
is,
to his original.
and this is for so long as he remains interim. This is only for
No.
the interim
Okay.
purposes.
Let me ask you this. When we advertise for the city manager position, how much are we going to advertise that the salary is going to be?
That will be up to the mayor, this body to decide.
In the past, I think, Madam Mayor, it's been a range of blank to blank, and then in the end, we set the final. But when it's advertised, there's a range that somebody would expect that they would make.
I remember when Mr. Benford,
Benford.
when he left and they had replaced him by the chief of police, he was supposed to get a % of the salary of what Benford was having. Am I wrong? You've been there longer.
Yeah, but
Am
May
I
I-
wrong?
you kind of, you're not wrong, but may I, said something to what you're saying. I know I talked to Alim about it. It was kind of like he agreed that it was kind of outrageous, $193,000. That's even more than what the city manager was started with, although that he was a chief of police. But when I talked to budget, and I talked to finance as well. And again, we have to be fair. I hope that we're not kind of like discussing his salary in front of him, make it seem like he's
on the
not
agenda,
even
madam.
here.
It's on the
No,
agenda.
I
No,
know.
he's not
I'm
supposed
getting
to
there.
talk.
I'm getting there. So to be just, we have to give him an increase because he's going to do more than he usually do as a director. But from my experience being here in the council, I know that we usually give the interim city manager 10% out of what they're making. I know we did this for the previous city manager after the interim city manager after Mr. Patterson, and we do it for somebody else after whomever last. So that's what I understand, and I do have, I know that has been around for a long time. I know that I do have a note. I know we don't want to call names. From according to budget, it's 10% that we have been doing. I will make a motion just to be just, not to just tell him to do the job for 2 months, 3 months, or 2 weeks, for as long as the council decided. I'm going to make a motion to actually give him 10% of his salary, which is he's making right now. Do we have to say that on record? What he's
You
making?
don't have to say it on
Okay,
record.
well,
You can
I don't
say
wanna-
10% of
Okay, so
on top of
10%.
his current
Isn't
salary.
that public record?
It is public. You can say it, but you don't have to say it.
Okay,
You
so
can say
I would
10%.
feel more comfortable not to say it if I don't have to.
I'd like to know what that number
Me
is.
too. I would like to know what this
Okay,
number
according
is.
to budget, he's making 123,400 and something base salary.
123,000.
$489.
140.
So I would make a motion to give them 10% for a specific reason. If you guys want me to go through details, because I do, I met with budget today. I met with the city interim city manager. I met with finance as well. So if you guys want details of why that I feel we should be very cautious about the money, the financial issues, so I can, but I would prefer to allow the interim city manager, when he has a chance, to go to details with his budget. I don't want to be my budget, but for the knowledge I have, a little bit knowledge that I have about the budget, what's going on right now, I would make the motion again to give them a 10% of the salary that he's making until that we find a city manager, permanent city manager. That's my motion.
Madam Mayor, as the maker of the motion for clarification, you're saying that you would suggest the overall
10% increase of 148, which should be, come on, math people.
Yeah, that puts it in the
Mr. Budget, come forward, please.
135.
What is
Mr.
it?
Budget.
About 135.
Okay, as opposed to 193, 135.
But the 193 was just a number that's put it in there.
Right.
So
No,
if it was me writing it, because you know that it came from him, I would say like 500. So
Right. Okay. No, I'm
Okay.
fine with that dollar amount.
Okay.
I'm not. You're not going to argue with me to save a little bit of money. So.
okay, so that's my motion.
I would like to say something.
I would appreciate if somebody
okay.
second it. I think Scott just did.
There was a motion on the
Yeah, I
floor.
was
I just
technically the
ma-
maker of the motion, so I
Oh.
accept Councilwoman Sterl's amendment. for the
Amendment.
dollar
Okay.
amount.
Madam Keys.
I think that's a bit unfair to Mr. Ghani. When the last interim manager was appointed, Steve Johnson, he was given $175,000. He'd only been the chief for a few months. Mr. Ghani has been the director of Public Works for 4 years. He's been assistant director. He's manages the largest department. I think he is I don't know, you give away $60,000 like nothing to someone who quits, and then we have an employee here that is stepping up to the plate and really taking on a big obligation. And I think it's a slap in the face to give somebody $40,000 less than what we offered Mr. Johnson just 2 years ago. Budget or no budget.
Mr. Budget.
Yes, Mayor.
Okay. Based on the budget that we have, and I understand that Mr. Ghani have asked for us to give him $195,000 as an interim director. Now there's a proposition to give him 10%. If we were to be in the middle of that, how much would that be?
In the middle of, I guess,
Between what he's asking and what Councilwoman proposed, how much would that be?
we'll be probably at the 160.
Do we
About
have money in the
160.
budget? Because I understand that there are some restrictions and we're having some difficulties budget-wise.
Let me say, we are, right now, we are not anticipating any difficulties budget-wise at the end of the year.
Because the last report you did, it seems like everything was nice and cute.
Everything
Has
still
that
is.
changed?
No, ma'am, nothing has changed. Only thing that's changed in our budget, Mr. Johnson did have a sick and vacation payout along with the severance pay, the total about $282,000.
Okay.
Now, everything does change with our budget when something like that does happen that we didn't anticipate.
Okay.
But I'm confident at the point that we are in the fiscal year, whatever adjustments need to be made, we'll make the adjustments and we'll be fine.
Now, let me ask you again, with knowing all this
Yes, ma'am.
and giving to Mr. Ghani the $160,000 to be fair, right in the middle, how would that affect our budget?
I don't see it affecting our budget at all. Whatever salary we do give Mr. Ghani will not affect our salary. We had 2 police chiefs. Right now, we only 2 assistant police chiefs. We only have 1 now. We had 2 assistant public works directors. We only have 1 now. So all of this will offset whatever salary we do give Mr. Ghani, and I don't see it as an issue.
Okay. Thank you. So there was a motion on the floor from Councilwoman Sterling, seconded by Mr.
It was made by Galvin.
Was made by Galvin, seconded by me, because I just made an amendment to
Sure.
his.
And the amendment range, I don't know
The
how the
amend-
dollar top, it was the 10% on top of what he's making, so that would take it to approximately 135, I don't know,
Madam
is that
Mayor.
right?
Yes. May I said something to, in light of the information that I received from budget and Mr. Ghani staff, is that I know that Mr. Duke just mentioned we do have 2 positions from the police department. Now, one position, an assistant chief position in the public works, that we have an assistant public work director right now, but also we need to understand, last council meeting we did not address the ERIP for the police department, but sooner or later we will have to address that. So I am just trying to be, and Mr. Ghani know that I don't have an issue, and the reason I just don't want to discuss personal matters like money, and having looking at you in the face, that's making me feel like very little. But at the same time, we have a city to manage, and money is part of managing the city. So if we don't start that now, and if I know what I know today, if I was there are a lot of things or decisions that I would make the last 2 council meeting. So knowing that the $280,000, I would say $300,000 that we spend without thinking about it, that even put us, and I know the other discussion is that since Mr. Johnson left, in 6 months within the budget, we don't even have his salary to depend on. And there are things that will coming up to this council pretty soon that I don't want to discuss it right now. I will allow budget and the interim to discuss it when they're ready. So I'm asking us to be very cautious, and I know our interim city manager does not want to be in a position where he cannot continue to manage the city. So that's why I'm being very cautious about the money and that we have been doing. This is the practice of 10%. So I stand there, nothing personal, but for the things that the information that I know, that you know, that Mr. Duke knows. So for that sake, I'm assuming that we support. So
Mr. Duke.
This is it. I'm done.
Mr. Duke, once again, I would like for you on record to explain to us how much giving a decent salary to Mr. Ghani will affect the budget of the city. Because I understand from what I'm hearing, it seems like there are things that only the 3 of you knows that all of us are ignoring, and I think we should be aware of what's coming. Are there anything that if we decide to give Mr. Ghani a salary of $145,000 that would affect the budget?
Mr. Mayor, again, Madam Mayor, I'm sorry.
Excuse me, when did I change sex?
I'm sorry. Madam Mayor, we're at the 6-month mark. In 2 weeks, I'm going to be doing the year-end estimates for the entire city, along with this part of the regular budget process. In 2 weeks, it'll tell, everybody will turn them in, and then we'll review them as our normal process. But any budget person will tell you at a 6-month mark, a couple years ago, we cut, $5 million at a 6-month mark. So if we're, arguing about, if we're discussing, $40,000, $50,000 at a 6-month mark is no money for me to find. I don't see that. The $300,000 that we had to pay Mr. Johnson is not going to, cause me any problems in my ability to balance your budget. I'm going to balance the budget. There are other concerns that will come up. We do have a problem with our police department, and I know that's what the councilwoman is referring to. Our air conditioning is breaking down, and we might have to replace it.
Didn't we vote on that 2 meetings ago? Didn't we vote something like that?
No, ma'am.
Yes, we did.
No, ma'am. Not for the police department chillers. I don't think so. But that will be coming up. For us to replace them. We have people looking at it now. We're determining the scope of work and everything. So that is one of the things that is looming out there. Again, I can't stress enough, we're at 6 months. Any decision made today, I'll move with the decision that we do make today. and I'll balance your budget. I don't foresee a problem with it.
There won't be any furlough day or anything. We don't want to cut anybody's salary because we want to give a raise to Mr. Ghani.
No, ma'am.
Sure.
I'm positive.
Madam
Thank you.
Mayor, I would point out that, like, we're talking an additional 40,000. We're not talking 40,000, we're talking 40,000, 30,000, divided by 12 times maybe 3. So we're not looking at 40,000, we're really looking at 8 or 9,000. And I think it would really be fair to Mr. Ghani. We spend money up here, we throw money out, 1,000 here, 1,000 there. We're spending like drunken sailors, and now we've got somebody who deserves it, and we're being cheap with them.
We cheap?
I think we are.
Councilwoman still will take offense to that. We're not cheap.
There's nobody up here who I think is more fiscally conservative or frugal than I am.
No, there's nobody like Scott. I'm sorry. Nice try. Mr.
But,
Benemy, I know you have.
That's just
Are
my
you done?
opinion.
Are you done?
I'm done.
Thank you.
And this week I sat down with the acting city manager, the budget director, manager, and the finance director. And the information that I get, it's look like it's different from what Councilwoman still will get. Because when I sat down with you, nothing was alarming about our financial situation. Maybe Councilwoman still will have different point of view or other information that me personally I don't get. As far as the salary of Mr. Ghani, one thing is important. We need to appoint a city manager. And Mr. Ghani step up, and right now is the acting city manager. He's not the permanent one. When we're talking about 193, 160, 140, we're talking about divide that by 12, multiply that by maybe 2 or 3 months, whatever it's going to be. And I don't see any problem in that because the city manager won the city. When it comes to court, if we want Mr. Ghani to perform the job that Mr. Stephen Johnson was performing or do better, we need to give him the right salary. And from what I understand, last time
Mr. Bienemi,
we give Mr. Johnson.
Can I interrupt you 1 second?
Mhm.
Did you say? Are you saying that if we don't give him the money, he's not gonna perform?
That's not what I said.
I just want to make understand.
We need
just
to
want to be
give him
clear on
the
it.
right salary to perform the duty of the city manager. That's
Okay.
what I said. And last time when we hired Mr. Johnson as the interim city manager, we pay him 173,000.
175.
Based on what? Was it 10% increase based on his salary as a police chief, or
No, sir.
based on what?
The council decided his salary.
He was not making what Mr. Benford was making.
No.
Thank you.
It wasn't based on how many percent increase or whatever it is.
No, sir.
It was a okay. And from the salary saving fund, right? That's where we get the money to pay Mr. Johnson the $282,000, right?
It's not a salary savings fund.
The so-called.
It's the salary savings from vacant positions that may be vacant throughout the city. Yes, that's where we pay the money from. Yes.
How much you think we have in that? We have available maybe around.
I couldn't give you a definite number. I couldn't give you that number now.
And I don't know if the motion of Councilwoman still stand, since we haven't voted on it. If it was me, I will give him the same interim salary plus a 5% increase based on the previous city manager as a salary now.
Which funds are we gonna get for the money for the air conditioning with the police department?
I'll be looking through the budget, and I'll determine when we're going to use the money from to pay for the air conditioning.
Because they've been doing such a wonderful work, you don't want them to sweat.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor,
We
can
didn't
I-
open citizen forum. We have not, you were going to say something, Mr. Bieneme?
No, I said the previous city manager, we give him 173,000 as an acting city manager. With the cost of living, we're talking about 2 years from now, I will say 173 times 5% cost of living, then will be the salary of Mr. Ghani. That's what I'm proposing. And we need to understand
Wait, Mr. Bieneme.
divide by 12.
There's a motion on the floor that Ms. Steril have made.
Mr. When did I change my set?
I said Miss Steril. I said Miss. Everybody's having a sex change today. Miss Steril have made, seconded by Councilman Galvin.
Mayor, I'm sorry. The motion was made by Councilman Galvin.
Oh.
It was seconded by Keys, and Councilwoman Sterry made a
Not
friendly
second by
amendment.
Keys.
No, I didn't second it.
She didn't
Yes, she
second
did.
it.
Initially, the first motion that was made by Councilman Galvin for this particular resolution, it was seconded by Keys for discussion. Councilwoman Sterry made an amendment to the motion in which
Oh.
the maker of the motion accepted the amendment, and the amendment was to pay the interim city manager 10% more of his current salary. That's where we're at.
Thank you. It's a good thing we have a clerk. I think we need to open citizen forum. I forgot to do that. You want to say something on that item, Mr. Privatel?
Yes, if I could. William Prevatel, 11950 North Bay Shore Drive. Everything I said earlier, I'd like to reiterate regarding Mr. Ghani. I think he's very competent and will earn every dime that we provide him. But I did, in my earlier discussion, I overlooked Dr. Claude, and I wanted to point out that during this time of interim management, I'm sure that she's taken on quite a larger load trying to take on more of the things for the new interim city manager. And I don't think she should be overlooked. And I think possibly during this interim period, if we have $280,000 to give a golden parachute to someone who has bailed on our city, I think we could find 10% extra for the people who are sticking it out with our city, who are here, committed here, not looking to run on us, but looking to serve and to do a great job. So I'd like, while you're considering Mr. Ghani's salary, if you might also consider some acknowledgement, only during the interim time, which amounts to just a peddly number, but just the consideration that be part of the equation. I think it's only fair, and I think this is a difficult time, and she has not bailed out on us, and I'd like to acknowledge that. Thank you for consideration.
Thank you. Citizens forum is still open. Mr. Galvin.
Madam Mayor, I'd like to just round the figure off to $140,000 as the maker of the motion, that the salary be based on $140,000, and I'd like to call the question so we can move the meeting forward.
Thank you. That is amendment to your motion.
Exactly.
Okay. Is there a second for the amendment to the amendment of Mr. Galvin's motion? Well, you cannot second all of them because they're not the same. You're confusing people now. You're seconding the amendment of Mr. Galvin. I think on this one, Mr. Clerk, would you please do roll call?
Okay, just for the record, so I guess with the new amendment, the motion was made by Councilman Galvin, seconded by Councilwoman Steril. Councilman Galvin.
Yes.
Councilwoman Steril.
Excuse me? Did you say councilwoman?
Yes, Councilwoman Steril.
Yes.
Articulate.
Mayor Thundrow.
Yes.
Councilwoman Keys.
Madam Attorney, if I vote no, am I only voting for the salary, not?
Correct. We are, well, the resolution is to appoint and give him a particular salary.
I'd like to appoint him, but I don't.
Right.
agree with the
He's already
salary,
been
so-
appointed.
No. Thank you.
I'm sorry, your vote is no, Councilwoman?
Correct.
Okay. And Councilman Bieneme, Vice Mayor Bieneme.
Yeah, yes for the appointment, no for the salary.
We can't,
we want to make sure
It's
it's
all
clear.
one.
Right, it's
Reason
all
why
one.
reason
It's all
for
one.
or
'Cause I-
against.
What do you mean it's all one? You said we are.
It's, you
when-
have,
He
you
was appointed last week.
Oh, okay. We just it's
was
just the salary.
already, he was
Okay.
already appointed last
We wanna
week,
make
however.
Sure. Okay.
Sorry, the vote was no. Okay, just for the record, item passes 3-2, and this particular item is just to pay the interim city manager, $140,000. The motion was made by Councilman Galvin. It was seconded by Councilwoman Sterriel, and it passed 3-2.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
may I say something? Madam City Attorney, point of clarification. We have to clarify the ordinance, the resolution, because what it says right now, if I go back on the record, we, the three of us, actually voted for him to be appointed as the interim city manager and give him the salary. That's what it is right now. There is no if or but. What is it? Is it 2 item? If it's 1 item, what it reads, from I think that I understand English that much to understand that. The resolution says, proposed resolution of the mayor and the city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, appointing Mr. Alim A. Ghani, P.E., as the interim city manager until such as permanent city manager is appointed by the mayor and city council, providing for an effective date, blah, 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 blah. So what I understand, we just appointed him again as the city interim city manager. Then the body of the resolution actually goes with the whereas, as we always do with every other resolution. Correct?
That is correct.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Okay. Mr. Clerk, tab J.
Tab J, proposed ordinance of the mayor and city council of the
Congratulations, Mr. Interim City Manager.
proposed ordinance of the mayor and
want
city
lunch.
council of the city of North Miami, Florida, amending
Lunch.
chapter 29 of the city of North Miami Code of Ordinances entitled Land Development Regulations, Article 2 entitled Decision Making and Administrative Bodies, Divisions 2 through 4, specifically at sections 2-202, 2-302, and 2-402 by amending terms of office to allow for the terms of Planning Commission, Board of Adjustment, and Business Development Board members to be coterminous with the term of the appointing council member, providing for conflicts, severability, and an effective date.
Thank you. Madam Attorney, this is the...
Yes, ma'am. You have asked that.
That's the second reading.
This is the second reading, correct.
Right, okay.
For that affects the Board of the Planning Commission, BOA, and the Business Development Board.
Yeah. Is there a motion on tab J? This is for the money. I'll second it.
I'll make the motion, but I think we need everybody up here, don't we?
No, it's the second reading.
You have a quorum.
We do have
Okay.
a quorum.
I thought we passed something
you
that
still have
everybody
a
had
quorum.
to be on the dais when we took a vote.
You
Did we
just have to vote. You don't have to necessarily be on the. You have an opportunity to vote
So
when
come
you're
back-
present.
Whenever you come back, you'll vote anyway. Cannot get away from that. Right?
That's right.
Yeah,
No?
I know, that doesn't make sense, but I just thought we had passed a resolution that if someone walked off the dais, then we had to wait till we took a vote. Didn't we just pass that?
That's
No,
not what it
when
said.
the person comes back, he can still vote.
Correct.
Otherwise, we would be in recess.
Okay.
No.
Well, I made the motion.
Yeah, and I second it. Somebody needs to open for Mr. Galvin. He's stuck outside. He's here. Okay, there we go. J, the boards, the cleaning up of the board, the appointments of the boards. This is the second reading, tab J.
Move approval on J if nobody had voted.
I like that. I second it.
I love it.
We have two motions.
Public hearing is open. Public hearing is open. Mr. Clerk, roll call, please. It's closed.
Just for the record, the motion was made by Councilwoman Keys. It was seconded by Mayor Thundrow. Councilman Galvin,
Yes.
Mayor Thundrow,
Yes.
Councilwoman Keys,
Yes.
Councilwoman Sterriel,
Yes.
and we would record Vice Mayor Graname vote when he gets back to the dais. So, what
Thank
do we
you.
do? Is it on hold?
No, it's not on hold. It passed.
Okay, item passes
Wait a
for.
minute. So if it didn't pass, you guys would put it on hold?
Yeah, that's what he said.
What is
No,
it?
he doesn't go on hold.
Okay, so item passes 4-0.
You guys
Tab J.
serious.
Tab K, proposed ordinance of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, amending chapter 16 of the city of North Miami Code of Ordinances entitled Public Places, Article 2 entitled Public Library, specifically at Section 16-17, by amending terms of office to allow for the terms of library board members to be coterminous with the term of the appointing council member, providing for conflicts, severability, codification, and an effective date.
Move approval.
Second. Public hearing is open. Public forum closed. Mr. Clerk, roll call.
Councilman Galvin?
Wait, before we do. Public places, public library. Because we're going to have a board called public places, but it's going to be art. Is that correct, Madam Keys? Art in public places for the downtown.
Are we? I didn't know we had a board.
We're going to have one. You suggested it the other day.
Okay, well, we haven't done a board yet.
No.
That
No,
was just a
I was
discussion.
just trying
That's
to
great.
make public places and
Okay.
public library. Go
Thank
ahead.
you.
Mr.
I
Clerk.
appreciate that.
Councilman Galvin?
Yes.
Mayor Thundro?
Yes.
Councilwoman Keys?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sterrill?
Yes.
Item passes 4-0, but we will record Councilman Bienemey's vote when he comes back.
Okay.
Tab L. Proposed ordinance of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, amending chapter 15 of the city of North Miami Code of Ordinances entitled Personnel, Pensions, and Retirement, Article 1 entitled Department of Personnel, specifically at section 15-4, by amending the terms of office for personnel board members appointed by city council members to be coterminous with the term of the appointing council member, providing for conflicts, severability, codification, and an effective date.
Thank you. Is there a motion on tab L?
So moved.
Second. Mr. Clerk, roll call. Open forum, closed forum. Mr. Clerk, roll call. I have it.
Motion made by Councilman Galvin, seconded by Mayor Thundro. Roll call vote, Mayor Thundro.
Yes.
Councilwoman Keys.
Yes.
Councilwoman Sterrill.
Yes.
Councilman Galvin.
Yes.
Item passes 4-0, but we will record Vice Mayor Bienemey vote when he gets back.
Thank you. Council report. Wow, we said 8:45. It's 8:09.
I haven't given my report yet.
Don't make it last 8:45. Yes.
Councilman Vice Mayor Bienemey, I have to record your vote pursuant to a resolution passed by this body. Tab J.
What happened?
I have to record your vote.
You missed 3
About.
votes.
Yeah, you have to record your vote. Apparently, your body passed a resolution that indicates that once a council member is present, they have to vote on a particular item. So the items were passed 4-0. We're just waiting on your
Oh,
vote.
if it's 4-0.
So
it's
tab
fine.
J,
I'm okay.
how do you vote, Vice Mayor?
If it's 4-0, I'm okay with all of them.
So tab J, Vice Mayor voted
If
yes.
it's 4-0, I'm okay with
I have
it.
to record it
Oh.
for the minute. So 5-0, tab J. Tab K, how do you vote, Vice Mayor Bienemey?
It was 4-0.
Yes, sir.
Now 5-0.
Okay, item passes 5-0. And last, tab L, how do you vote, Mr. Vice Mayor Bienemey?
Was it 4-0?
Yes, sir.
I vote for it.
Okay, item passes 5-0.
Did I vote for it?
Thank you, got it. Thank you.
Got it?
Council report, Councilwoman Keys.
Thank you. I'm very happy to report that FEMA has approved our national flood insurance rating, our CRS Class 5. This rating saves our citizens who purchase flood insurance 25% a year, and our residents have been saving about $1 million a year. So I want to thank our CRS coordinator, Jeff Geimer, and staff, Aleem Ghani. We've been serving on the floodplain committee for the past 10 years, which is where I met Mr. Ghani 10 years ago. And we meet, and they put us through a lot of hoops. We have to continue going through these hoops, but it's a fantastic program. One of the few cities in the nation that can have this rating. So I want to, acknowledge staff for keeping this up. The second item is our Enchanted Park stables have. We're in the process of cleaning the stables, renovating them, and bringing them up to code. And there will be an RFP for a new tenant for boarding horses, and hopefully that tenant will provide pony rides, horse lessons, etc. for the residents. So anybody who's interested, I would request, I spoke to Mr. Corker at Parks and Rec, anybody interested in that, please contact Parks and Recreation, just so we make sure that we can contact anybody who might be interested in being a new tenant. And lastly, tomorrow the Chamber of Commerce is honoring 4 women women of empowerment. There are still limited seats available. There is a change of venue. The lunch will be at the FIU Wolf Center. So anybody wishing to attend, please come. Thank you.
Mr. Galvin.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And I just want to say thank you again to my entire North Miami family, including the entire City Council and our City Administration, City Attorney, City Manager, Deputy City Manager, and City Clerk, for all of your support and your kind words in my father's passing just a couple of weeks ago. So many of you were there at the services over those couple of days. And, you know, this is the city that my parents chose to raise a family. And so you know that North Miami meant a lot to my dad and means a lot to my mom. And my dad would have loved every minute of his services. And I'm so grateful that so many of you were there to share those special moments with my family. So thank you to everybody in North Miami for your support. And continuing sort of the somber note, there are also passing in the past couple of weeks of a couple other activists in town that I just want to note. Eleanor McMartin, the longtime treasurer of the then West Side Property Owners Association, we now call it Sunkist, but Eleanor McMartin passed away within the past couple of weeks, and Al Stasko, who was original member of the North Miami Historical Society and the Orchid Society and several other entities in town. We want to just remember that Eleanor and Al also passed. So thank you, everybody in North Miami, for remembering those people who have paved the ground before all of us.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Councilwoman Steele.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Next council meeting, can you bring an updates on the PAL building? Because I know the last time, it was like a couple of months ago that we will bring it up. I mean, the city manager brought it up before us. I never heard anything about it since then. Another concern is on 125th, 8th Avenue and 9th Avenue, the crossing. When the light is red, but they're giving you the walking path that the pedestrian can cross, but the signal, they still give the signal for the left turn as well. So it really does not give you time to cross the streets, and that's for both 8th Avenue and 9th Avenue. And I experienced that myself many times because people are complaining about it. So, Madam Mayor, this is the shortest meeting that I have ever witnessed. And I think it's a good thing.
Can you have a break and come back?
Really? Congratulations, Mr. Alim, and I really trust that you will be doing a good job. So, and you have my support to continue the business of the city. Thank you, Madam.
Mr. Bien-Aimé.
I want to thank staff and for supporting me on Wednesday for the food drive. It was well organized. I want to thank Ferdinand, who have been on the radio, and Mr. Puidan, and Chen and everybody who have been on the radio. And that was a great event, and thank you. And I also want to mention to employees that we are the government, and as a government, we are allowed to do politics. But as I don't think any employee here is working for anybody, and I don't think politics should be a part of your job. I want to mention that for whoever is here as an employee. I can do politics and we can do politics, but you all are working for the government, not for someone. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Mike. First of all, happy belated Easter to everybody. I know it was a wonderful Easter. Last Thursday, Councilwoman Keys and I, we went to the meeting for the downtown, It was very well attended. Thank you so much. We see that the citizens are very interested in that downtown development, and I'm hoping that we can move forward with it and in putting together the board that is going to bring ideas and inputs for the downtown. And I would like to invite you all, first of all, tomorrow in the landlords and property managers. It's a town hall meeting we're having right here at 6 p.m. Those of you at home who are renting, and we are going to talk on the chapter 5 of the City Code of Ordinances, building standard and regulation, implementation of landlords and tenant registration program. It's going to go forward, and I know many landlords are very unhappy with it, but I believe that if the citizens are paying rent from the 1st to the 5th, they need to have service, they need to have a decent place to live, so we are going to implement that thing. So tomorrow, 6 p.m., we are waiting for our residents to bring their inputs, and also our good landlords. I know there are some good ones in the city, thank God, for them to be there also to support the tenants. There will be a workshop on Friday. It's a finance opportunity workshop. It will take place at the Joe Celestin Center, 1525 Northwest 135th Street from 3:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. This is for those of you who would like to start a business, who have a business, who needs a loan for a business. It will be in partnership with many stakeholders, and also with the CRA and the Haitian American Chamber of Commerce. Everybody is welcome to come to this. And of course, April the 26th, North Miami Senior High, that will be the fact from our police department. Everybody is welcome. Bring the kids and see what our police officers. I remember last year during that time, that's when they had their new cars. It was like the new toy in town, and they were showing it around, so proud. And we are still the only city in Miami-Dade County to have those type of car. They are fancy, they are beautiful, and we are getting away from the Mickey Mouse cars. And I'm hoping next budget season we're gonna be able to eliminate all those Mickey Mouse ugly cars and replace them by those beautiful. I mean, I love the lights. When they stop somebody at night, it looks wonderful. I mean, you can tell 1 mile away there's a police officer who just stopped somebody.
Unless it's you who they stop, then it doesn't look so pretty.
Yeah, true, but I try to drive properly so I don't get stopped. It's great. And there was one more thing that I wanted to add that I would like for Mr. Ghani to bring for us next. I am concerned about that AC. I know we're getting close to the summertime. If there's a problem with the police department air conditioning, I would like for it to be solved before people start sweating.
Yeah.
Okay?
We're on it already, Mayor. We are getting prices
to
start the replacement.
Very good. Thank you. And that concludes my report. It's 8:20. Mr. City Clerk, report, please.
No report, Mayor.
Madam City Attorney's report.
Negative.
Mr. City Manager's report.
Just one, Madam Mayor.
City Attorney, no response.
As directed by the City Council and staff a few meetings ago, work has begun on the feasibility and taxation analysis for the City of North Miami Downtown Revitalization and Initiative. This revitalization initiative, for the new civic municipal complex, parking garage, water and sewer improvement, streetscape, and open space improvement analysis will be based on 3 numbers. These are 40 million, 50 million, and 60 million for a fully built-out revitalization municipal complex on downtown area.
Thank you. Make sure that we have a clear idea of how much it's going to cost citizens. I mean, we would like to have a clear understanding and explanation how that thing is going to be working. I know Miami Gardens just passed theirs yesterday.
Sure.
The $60 million bond.
The bond, yes.
But for us, we need to know, we need to understand how much it's going to cost us and things like that.
Yeah, we'll be.
Madam Mayor, while we're on that, may I have, are you giving us the budget update next council meeting as well? Or is it something in separate?
No, it's going to be separate at the quarterly meeting. At the next meeting, you will have your next quarter budget address from the budget office.
Beautiful.
And
I might ask that we do something that the auditors suggested, that we start getting financial statements, not just a quick 10-minute, here's where the budget is, a budget presentation, but if you go back and look at the CAFR that was put together by Harvey Covington, they suggested that the council receive actual financial statements with
More detail.
with bottom line in the bank, with expenditures per month, something that's a lot more substantive than just a couple of slides at the beginning of the council meeting.
What
So-
Councilman is referring is like the department, where are we on the expense? If they're like, since we're in a 6-month range of the budget, so where are we, where should we concern, and where's the positive and the negative is?
Sure.
And I would suggest that to meet with each one of us, if schedule permitted, to give us like an update instead of coming here, give us everything. I am available to get the updates, and then I can actually come here for the show. Right?
That's fine.
And I asked from the previous manager and still haven't received it. He said he would. This was 2 meetings ago, though. There was a bank reconciliation report that was compiled by Margaret Miller and a team of people. I was given 2 drafts of it in December and January, but I've been asking repeatedly for the final report. 2 meetings ago, Manager Johnson said he would give it to me. Unfortunately, he left before he was able. So if staff is able to, I'm not asking for the presentation tonight because we're all lucky to get out of here, but if there's a final presentation, a final report, I'd like to see that, please.
Sure.
Thank you. Let the record.
Just
You have.
one more announcement, and you'll be.
Thought you were
I'll be
done.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Again, I would just like to thank the mayor and council for their support. I've been with this city for close to 18 years, and it's all public record. I started here making $32,000 a year when I started in this city. I've seen managers come and managers go. I've been through everything. I've given a lot with this city, and I have not moved with lots of offers that I had. And I will continue to provide the service that I've been providing. I will not waver in doing that. But I still think tonight what has happened and what was given to previous city managers in this position was not fair. And I would like to mention that. And I want to make sure on record that the city manager for any city is considered like the CEO of any city. And the CEO of the city runs everything. As a city manager, as your interim manager, I've started a financial controls in process. I'm looking at your budget and your finance department, the 2 areas that any city has critical items or any city financials can fail. And this is where a city manager will fail. I'm looking closely into those things as your interim manager, as Councilwoman Sterrell was told today, and each one of you would be given a report in by the end of the month on my findings with the finances. Thank you.
Thank you. It is 8:24. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Good night. We beat the record. We did it. We did it.
Yeah.